What's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be reacting to the top 5 aquarium gravel cleaners. And the video we're reacting to is by Aqua Diary, so make sure to go subscribe to that channel, and this is his video. So before I do anything, I want to find the list of what he ranks them by. So number 1, the highest rated aquarium gravel cleaner slash vacuums is the Aquarium Siphon Gravel Cleaner. I have to highly disagree with this, and I gotta say the first number 1 choice is going to be an aquarium water changer. Not only that, but it's the Python aquarium water changer because it comes with silicone-like hoses. And you know, guys, I've been doing this for like 2 decades now, and what's great here is this thing right here that hooks up to your faucet, the green thing. This comes with this brass fitting, so when you're removing it from your aquarium water faucet a lot, which you will be doing, this brass fitting doesn't strip out, which a lot of the other competitors, this strips out. And not only that, but the hosing is a higher grade silicone hosing. You know, when I'm going to be folding this up, you know, because what happens is when I'm doing aquarium water changes, I set all this up and then I break it down, and then when I'm done with it, I stuff it somewhere, right? And then this hose sits there all crinkled up, and that's where the higher silicone grade hose pays dividends. And then when you go to do another aquarium water changer, I grab it, or another water change, I grab it, and then it's still flexible. That silicone hosing is a huge, huge deal. Number 2 is the LeFou Aquarium Gravel Vacuum. Guys, this isn't it. I love you, Aqua Diary, but that isn't the best. And maybe it is in a different country. Number 2 on my list, in my personal opinion, is the Aquarium Water Changer. And again, I know this is aquarium gravel cleaners, but guys, these water changers are exactly that, except you hook them up to your sink and you don't have to use a bucket. It's so much easier. You got to trust me on this. And the reason the Aquarium aquarium water changer is second, in my opinion, is strictly because it doesn't have as high a grading as like, see, this one comes with the plastic fitting that hooks up to your faucet, and the grade of hose isn't as high as the Python. It still gets the job done. Don't get me wrong. It still gets the job done, but it's just not the best. It's number 2 on the list for a reason. So as you guys can see here, these components are going to be used a lot, and that's why it's important to use a lot of these, you know, to get a good high quality product when doing all this aquarium maintenance. You can see here, this is the Aquarium, and again, this footage is a little rough, sorry guys, but this does get the job done. And what we're going to be doing here is kind of stuffing the end of that gravel vacuum into the gravel, and then we're going to be cleaning it in that fashion. And some of these aquarium water vacuums come with like little clips and stuff. Honestly, all you're going to be using is the end of it and the hose and maybe the siphon sucker ball thing that really kind of helps. See him pumping that right now? That helps start the siphon. A lot of us ghetto OG people just put our mouth on it and then start it, and then it goes. But it does help to kind of have that. Let's take a look at those. So here's what the vacuums actually look like. And again, you can see this one comes with the little pump. Here's the Aquarium one. I've actually done a review video on this Higer gun, and it actually works pretty dang well, I gotta say. And it actually starts the siphon with like the little trigger. It actually works pretty well. If I remember, I'll throw a link to that video in the description. I actually really like this device, and it worked pretty well, and it's cheap. And again, guys, if you're looking for links to these products, I'll throw them in the description. Let's take a look at some of these features that come with this thing here. Alright, so let's click on here. So yeah, as you do, all you do is put the gun in the aquarium, and then you use the little trigger here to start the siphon, which is essentially the same thing as that squeeze pump. And then it comes with little clips that you put on the bucket. And yeah, this is probably my number 3. I actually really like this gun. So on my top 5, we did the first 2 were water changers, and again, if you want to go a cheaper route, you can just get the aquarium gravel vacuum and save more money. My 2 first choices were the water changers, Python, Aquarium, and then my 3rd is this Higer one. Pros: routine water change is easy, suited for smaller tanks, less cost compared to others. Yeah, honestly, in comparison though, like these are all so cheap that it like really doesn't matter. If you get the gravel vacuum, it's going to be a lot less money than like the water changer, if that makes sense. But honestly, the water changer is going to be worth the money long term, and I just think it's going to be a better choice. You know what I mean? And again, this is just what it all kind of looks like. This is just footage. There's the little pump here. At the end of the day, though, guys, this is really simple stuff on what we need. You could honestly, there's videos on how to build your own, where you just kind of like, if you have this end piece, if you have a bigger piece of PVC, and then you mouth it into a smaller piece of hosing, that's literally all you need. Because that end piece is bigger so that it doesn't pull up the substrate. Because if you just used a plain hose, then it would suck the substrate with it. But I've used just aquarium hoses all the time. You know, what kind of sucks though is you'll suck some fish into it once in a while, which kind of blows. Pun intended, blows. Pros, cons, shorter handle. Yeah, so let's move on to my next choice. I talked about the top 3. Let's get to the 4 and 5. Whatever you guys do, don't buy these motorized aquarium gravel cleaners. They're absolutely terrible. I've done reviews on them. Not to like crap on a product, but it comes with a little pump in here. And the pump, you'd think it'd work great, right? And the pump sucks it up through here, and it's high powered, and then it filters through here, and then the crap comes out into here, and then the water goes through the mesh bag because obviously it's going to catch all the stuff, right? Does not work well. I advise people against buying these. And the reason is because the flow, what happens is the flow is just too much. This part right here, it just like, that flow actually just bombs out your entire tank, and it's a nightmare. A pro tip, when you're actually cleaning the aquarium gravel and using a vacuum or a cleaner like this in an aquarium, the trick is to be very subtle and calm. That way you can get that vacuum in there and just, you know, like it's all about precision. And that what leads me to my next top, number 4, the best aquarium gravel vacuum is just the Solid Python brand. Just the regular aquarium vacuum. And the reason I go with this one is just because it has a high quality hosing. It's simple. It has the elongated tube, but it actually really helps to say if you have a tall aquarium, like a 55-gallon tank. And again, you can get like nano versions of this as well. And if you're only doing nano tanks, you know, I would highly advise just getting a nano one. So let's search this. And again, they have really small, like, precise ones. Like here's the Aquarium, it's the mini 5-inch. Like this thing actually works really well if you just have a small little nano. I'm gonna go with this as my number 5 top aquarium gravel cleaners. Especially if you're in nano tanks. If you're doing nano tanks specifically, you probably don't need these aquarium water changers because they just aren't needed because everything's so small and petite. Well guys, hopefully this helped you figure out the top 5 best aquarium cleaner / gravel vacuums. These work really well. I'll throw all the links in the description. Please consider subscribing and checking out my other videos. I have so much videos, thousands and thousands of videos. All right, guys, peace.